Welcome back to my channel, guys.
Osinachi Nwachukwu, born on November 11, 1980, was a renowned Nigerian Gospel musician known for her powerful voice. Not just the voice, but also for the depth of emotion she poured into every note. With each performance, she lifted the hearts of her listeners to the heavens. Seriously, her voice could move mountains. She poured her heart into every song. Most of her songs were written in the Igbo language. Her career peaked in 2017 with the release of Truecrime. Collaborations left and right with big names in the gospel scene like Pastor Paul Enenche and Prosper Ochimana solidified her status in the gospel music industry. She was the lead singer at the Demise International Gospel Center and a twin sister to another famous singer, Osinachi Nwachukwu. Osinachi met and married her husband, Peter Nwachukwu, and the union was blessed with 4 lovely kids, 3 boys and a girl. Yet, amidst the fame, Osinachi remained grounded in her faith, a humble servant of God. So you can imagine the shock when Nigerians woke up on the 8th of April 2022 to the news of her death at a hospital in Abuja as a result of lung cancer. The news of her death shocked the nation, prompting questions about the underlying cause. Well, it wasn't long before we got the answers when her business associates spoke out and claimed it may be connected to several and repeated physical assaults dealt on by her husband, Peter Nwachukwu. This claim was met with the usual outcry, but with more intensity as she was considered a high-profile individual. The first indication that Osinachi may have been a victim of domestic abuse as regards to the cancer claimed by her husband came when her colleague, Frank Edwards, went on Instagram Live and alleged that the late singer's husband, Peter Nwachukwu, regularly brutalized her before she died. According to him, he said on several occasions the late Osinachi's husband was in the habit of publicly insulting his wife and abusing her. Recounting an encounter with the singer, he said there was a time while they were recording in the studio. This man slapped her face just because she wanted to record the song in Igbo against his will. Like she can't even make any decisions on her own. She was literally at his mercy. As the truth about Osinachi's abuse came to light, her colleagues and family members spoke out about the torment she endured. Osinachi's twin sister knew the truth. She said despite her success, she faced domestic abuse from her husband. Osinachi suffered from repeated physical abuse at the hands of her husband, and she believes this abuse eventually led to her tragic death. She narrated how Peter would seize control of her sister's finances, how he was controlling and manipulative, and would take the money she made from performing in events, leaving her penniless. If she is booked for a program, the money charged for the program is paid into his own bank account, like he is the one that will negotiate the price. All funds were paid into his account, and Osinachi will be left with little or nothing. As the saying goes, monkey they walk, baboon they chop. Like the person doing the actual work is different from the person who is actually reaping the benefits. She said her sister told her she doesn't know why he beats her the way he does, and that when he wants to beat her, he uses his leg to kick her and beat her on the chest. The twin said the singer would sometimes stay away from home while she was sick to avoid marital trauma, fear of maltreatment. This man denies her access to visit her own family, and also they are not allowed to visit her. Narrating further, Amarachi said even while her sister was admitted at the National Hospital Abuja, the husband continued his hostility towards her. She visited her sister at the hospital on the 23rd of March after her sister begged her to come, adding that Osinachi was on and off oxygen while on bed rest as a result of the trauma she went through, and they both cried a lot during their visit. When she got to the hospital, the husband did not allow her to stay. Even after so much pleading from the wife who's lying there fighting for her life, this man refused. I mean, this could be the last time she could see her sister, or it was actually the last time. But this man ordered the sister out of the hospital. Osinachi gave up and just asked her sister to just go since her husband has refused her staying. Narrating her last moment with her sister, Amarachi said she hugged her sister 3 times and said, "I love you, Mama." before leaving the hospital to return back to her destination in Enugu. Well, with all this, you'll be wondering why her siblings didn't take any drastic actions to save her from this wicked man. I mean, she had 6 siblings, including a 30-year-old brother. Well, according to them, they did severally, uncountable times, despite their efforts to intervene and persuade her to leave the abusive relationship. Osinachi remains steadfast in her belief that things would change, but sadly, that change never came. They persuaded her, telling her it won't necessarily be a divorce, since she believed divorce is a sin. So it's just gonna be a separation. Give each other space, just live for a while for your sanity, stay alive for your kids. But she will always tell them to relax, the man will change. With time, she completely stopped confiding in her family and turned to outsiders. And even at that, anyone that decides to confront her husband, she goes on bended knees, begging and crying to just let him be, still trusting God to change him. It was heartbreaking, especially for her family, who could only watch from the sidelines, feeling utterly helpless. They begged, pleaded, counseled, but she just kept on enduring the abuse, thinking it would be better. Rather, it got worse, and well, now here we are. The National Hospital in Abuja would later issue an autopsy, which stated that there was no mark of violence on the deceased. The report listed the cause of Osinachi's death to include generalized organ pallor, bilateral leg swelling, fluid in the sac containing the heart, tumor deposits in and on the heart, lungs, kidneys, massively enlarged heart and fluid around the lungs, which restrict breathing. Following the report, the defendant's lead counsel proceeded to file a no-case submission, implying that Peter had no case to answer. He said the evidence presented by the medical practitioners exonerated his client from the allegations of culpable homicide and domestic violence. He asked the court to discharge and acquit his client of all allegations. However, the court flung out the no-case submission because the court believes Peter has a case to answer, and the defendant was ordered to open his defense. Well, clearly, even if her recent hospitalization was not as a result of his abuse, the previous ones definitely played a part, and he must answer for that. Her business associates, neighbors, siblings can't just all come together to gang up against him and make up all these allegations. The FG filed a 23-count charge bordering on homicide against Peter Nwachukwu. He was charged under sections 104 and 379 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, which is punishable with death. Despite evidence of abuse, Peter denied any wrongdoing and claimed her death was due to lung cancer, contrary to public opinion. He also claimed that he never hit his late wife.
I've suffered. I abandoned. What killed my wife is lungs, cancer of the lungs, not killing my wife. I didn't kill my wife. Cancer of the lungs is what killed my wife. Osinachi Nwachukwu. So I'm suffering for what I didn't pass through.
You're right. The trial, which commenced on June 20, 2022 and ended on March 10, 2023, exposed the extent of Osinachi's suffering, with witnesses testifying to the ongoing abuse she endured. The evidence against him was compelling. Peter pleaded not guilty, and the judge ordered that he be remanded at the Kuje Correctional Facility pending further trial. The next hearing comes up on the 2nd of May, where Mr. Nwachukwu is expected to open his defense. In the aftermath of Osinachi's passing, discussions about domestic violence and the role of religious institutions in addressing it came to the forefront, with people condemning churches for maintaining sanctuary in marriage, no matter what you are facing. Osinachi's unwavering belief in the sanctity of marriage held her captive, a prisoner of her own convictions. Despite the pleas of family and friends, she remained steadfast, her faith in God's ability to change her husband. For the first time, the preachers were beginning to favor divorce or at least a separation in cases of domestic abuse, as against the indoctrinated for better for worse mantra that guides Christian marriages. As her body was brought home to her father's house for burial, her funeral overflowed with emotion. as friends and colleagues paid heartfelt tribute. Dunamis pastor Paul and his wife Becky Enenche have awarded her 4 kids a scholarship and also promised to assist with their welfare up to the university level. Well, even as the case drags on, the world moves on too. The spotlight shifting to new tragedies, new triumphs. Yet, for those who loved her, the pain remained a wound that refused to heal. I hope her story serves as a reminder of the dangers of staying silent in the face of abuse, urging others to speak out and seek help. May her tragic story inspire change for others facing similar challenges. For those who knew and loved her, her legacy lives on. Her songs continue to inspire, her spirit continues to shine bright. And though her voice may have been silenced, her message remained loud and clear. No one should ever endure abuse in silence. Period. May her soul find peace in the arms of the divine. Her memory a beacon of hope for all who suffer in silence. And may we, the living, learn from her legacy that no voice should ever be silenced, no pain ever ignored, on the importance of speaking out against abuse and seeking help. Thanks for watching, guys. To my new subscribers, thank you for joining the community. To all those watching without subscribing, I see you. Please click the subscribe button and join the community. Bye.